on Pure Country Reacts. Tonight we are continuing our BTS series. This is actually the Run BTS series, and this one is going to be episode 45 because it's so teeny tiny I can't see it, but it's the BTS Cafe. And the BTS Cafe is, Lexi had to remind me, is when they're actually going to act as baristas to do coffees. Obviously, I'm assuming these are supposed to be Americana, but maybe also Korean, or mostly Korean with maybe some dabbles of Americana, which is actually American coffees and stuff. So,
I mean, it's Americana, but I think they make theirs just slightly different than ours.
Yes, they do, and they look different. They all looked really good, very thick and frothy, and genuinely delicious. But before we get into it, I want to welcome our new subscribers, and if you're an old subscriber, thank you for giving us your time,
sticking around
and giving us a chance. Please, if you can, leave us a thumbs up, share our videos where we can get more subscribers. We do enjoy doing this, and we're still researching things and going through to see what you guys like and what you possibly are not as interested in. So this is the Run BTS Cafe episode 45, and let's get into it. Okay. The older episodes are not as crisp. We do search a lot of these out, and unfortunately they are not as crisp. But this is an enjoyable episode, and I'm sure Lexi's probably going to make a comment about the cookie costume being on Jin. Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, I can't remember what episode it was from as a punishment, but I do know that
I'm sorry.
Jin got the punishment, and it might have been when he cooked for Tay and RM. I'm not sure.
It could have been.
But, yeah, he's now wearing Cookie.
And that was a punishment. As cute as the Cookie is, that would be why he is not dressed like the others.
Yeah, and I think that's the only other one we've seen so far. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else dressed up in another character.
No, we hadn't.
It was only Chimi, RJ, and Cookie.
And I really hope that they stick with this. We are not able to watch in the soup yet, which is currently, I think, what's been going on. And I don't know, is that season 3 or season 2 or something? So those are currently not available for us to watch free because I need it to be free. But the newer episodes are typically a little more crisp, and this is not one of the newer episodes. So that would be why he's wearing Cookie, which would be Jungkook's BT21 character.
That was like a nice little place to be, have coffee.
Yeah. And started drinking it when I started working mornings at Hardee's. Okay, who's the first Korean known to drink coffee?
They're doing a random trivia right now, which I never understood.
And I may bump the sound up a little bit, guys. Okay. So, yeah, so they're just doing some questions right now. 1732 before he was born, of course. Yeah, a little trivia here. Did he just say Mozart? I don't think it's Mozart. Okay, so they're giving 2 answers to a question, and they're okay. True or false? X and O's here.
I never understood the trivia. Like, why do I need to know these questions if I'm making coffee?
I don't know, but maybe these are coffee questions.
Dude, I don't even know the first American that had coffee. I really don't.
You're not out of the shot, are you?
No.
Okay. I always try to make sure Lexi doesn't get out of the shot, guys. That's sometimes why you see it flicker. Unopened.
Coffee lasts for a while.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 300 years, but coffee does last unopened and opened for a while.
It doesn't last for a year, though.
Which is one of Lexi's favorites, I think. Caramel macchiato, because she is a caramel crazed fiend.
I tend to like the sweeter coffees or the sort of kind of medium coffees with a slight bitterness back to it. I don't like overly bitter coffees.
Right, so she's not going to get the shots of espresso. Oh, J-Hope just gave up, I think.
I feel you though.
Okay.
Now they're gonna pick the signature coffee they're gonna make.
Okay, so they're picking the coffees that they are going to be making as each individual with the help from a professional barista, I guess. They always bring in a professional.
All their coffees looked really good, actually.
They really did.
에스프로 베리 라떼. 에스프로 베리 라떼. 저는 크리미 라떼인데.
That's probably more the one I'd go for. I love lattes.
라떼가 뭐야?
Especially the creamy ones.
The rosy don't seem. I don't want nothing to taste like flour for sure.
I'm kind of on the fences about that one. I mean, it'd be an interesting flavor, but I don't know about the coffee.
The Cafe Limoni that Sugar has seems.
That's the one with Sprite in it.
Yeah, that seems very promising.
I liked it. They were like, man, I hope you should have gotten that one.
And really, they do all drink coffee. Some of them like all coffee. Some of them are a little more, no, not what we're going with that. Some of them like cold coffee. Some of them like hot coffee. And that sort of kind of differs.
I'm saying sweet because Cookie don't like bitter coffee.
Right.
And Tay don't like coffee.
Yeah, Tay's not a coffee fan at all.
I think recently he's trying to get into it, but like...
Coffee to me is an acquired taste.
You have to figure out what kind you like.
Yes. But look how thick that looks, guys. That looks so thick.
That looks good.
I do think Jimin is a coffee lover.
Oh, he loves coffee.
He loves hot lattes, cold.
He'll take any coffee.
Okay, Barista Championship 2015.
Oh, that's interesting.
So he's going to be the teacher.
Just teach them the basics.
And he's also going to be a judge for who made the better coffee.
And of course, some of the producers are part of the judges.
And some of the producers who are not jaded at all.
Which they should have just left it to this man to judge.
Really, but also too, he had a favorite coffee that one member had, and we feel like that sort of kind of jaded the decision a little bit. These are our opinions.
We won't really name that.
We won't say nothing about that. The coffees did look amazing.
They looked really good.
I have to say.
I love it.
Typically, when I'm drinking, this is usually cold coffee. I do enjoy coffee, but it's got to be my way. I don't really feel like the history of coffee is that important.
Yeah, I can make coffee without knowing the history.
Yeah, it's not. Have mercy.
커피 같은 경우에는 과육을 버리고 씨를 저희가 선별하고 여러 가지 프로세싱을 통해서 드실 수 있게끔 만드는 그 커피 열매들은 다 네, 맞습니다.
And I will say, and Lexi agrees, and she likes coffee. She's a little more particular about her coffees, but coffee, fresh coffee, coffee grinds smells amazing, which is why I wanted to drink it, so I had to figure out how I liked it.
근데 이태리에 갔을 때는 그 약간 대부분 다 서서 먹더라고요, 커피를.
그 이태리에서 파생된 문화이기 때문에 아까 말씀하신
I would have to make my own because it seems like when people make my coffee for me, it tastes like weirdly burnt. I never understand why.
Yeah,
Even if it's cold coffee.
Especially when you go to Starbucks. I know everybody loves Starbucks. I have never got a coffee at Starbucks, a hot coffee that is, that on the back end it tasted burned. I don't know. So my coffee is excellent though.
Yeah, we ain't talking about alcohol, but we talking about coffee.
똑같은 예를 들어 맹물을 먹었는데요. 어느 집에 맹물은 먹으면 부드럽게 그냥 쓱 넘어가는 물이 있고요. 어떤 맹물을 먹으면 우유 먹은 것처럼 이렇게 기름진 느낌이 듭니다.
And the way this guy did it, he almost acted like, or he did say that drinking a coffee, there's sort of kind of a correct form to drink coffee, and I think that's why the alcohol got brought in, because a lot of we are not alcohol drinkers in the house, but people who do drink wine, there is a way to do it. I know they'll pour it, or they'll open it, they'll let it breathe, they'll pour it in a glass, they'll swoosh it around a little bit, they'll do sips.
I don't understand the idea that you take one sip. The first sip is not good. You're supposed to swish it around in your mouth, and then you're supposed to sip the rest of the way. I'm like, it tastes the same the entire time.
There's just I guess a way that you're supposed to do it, and this guy is the same with the coffee. So this is sort of I think a lot of what he's explaining to them. It's not like you get your coffee and you go which is what I would do. He's acting like there is a form. This is what he's saying, and that could be true in Korea or in any country. I'm gonna get a drink. I'm gonna drink it.
I'm not drink it. I'm not wasting the first sip.
I'm not gonna let it breathe. I'm not gonna roll it around my mouth.
It tastes the same to me. I've had hot coffees. I've had plenty of hot coffees, and I've had cold coffees. Every sip tastes the same. I mean, why waste it?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think they wasted it.
Well, they almost sound like the first sip is not like as impactful as the rest of it. It tastes the same the entire time. It's just maybe if it's a hot coffee, it burns your mouth.
No, I think they were acting like the first sip was the impactful sip or something. I don't know. Don't make a science out of something where I don't really feel like science should be applied.
If it's a drinking of food, I'm just gonna chug it down.
I mean, if it's a good coffee, you're gonna know it when you start drinking it. And if it's not good, and that would apply to any drink. Coke, Pepsi, ginger ale, coffee, alcohol, whatever. You probably are gonna know you like it. If you don't know you like it, you're gonna taste it with probably a little bit of apprehension if it's new. But then you just go from there. I don't really feel like there should be a science
I don't like when people overcomplicate simple things.
And that's just an opinion. That's an opinion. Maybe you think that, yes, this is the proper way to do it, and you're well entitled to that. We just really don't agree with that. But this guy has a whole science behind it, and this is what he's talking to them about before they actually get into...
I like the coffee. I'm just going to chug it. I mean, come on.
Right. Before they actually get into the coffee making steps.
And like I said, the history don't really matter to me.
And he made their coffees, obviously.
눌러가지고 장착을 하시는 모습을 본 적이 있으실 거예요.
네, 그렇죠.
네, 그 전체 과정을 이제 패킹이라는 과정이에요.
I know, I've been in cooking class.
우리 좀 다 이렇게 할 때 좀 전문용어로 쓰면서 합시다. 패킹. 네, 너 패킹해?
I feel like I lost the pan.
너 생겼니? 캠핑은 어때? 레벨 몇 레벨?
야, 레벨링 해야지 중요한데.
자, 그래서
God bless their hearts. I've been in cooking class and I know what all those terms mean.
하고요. 레벨링이라는 과정이 있습니다. 뭐냐면 균형을 맞추시는 그치. 그리고 이제 템핑이라는 과정이 있어요. 마지막으로 눌러 주실 건데요.
Okay, is this around Christmas? Because I see a lit like metal tree behind.
Yeah, it's around the same time frame.
Okay. Oh, behind Jen. He took that big hat off. I would imagine. And they are all dressed like baristas.
Except Jen.
Except,
But he has the apron.
Yeah, he still has his apron on, even though he has the cookie bottom on. Yeah. Okay, so he's explaining how to put it in there.
레벨링은 손으로 하셔도 되고 도구를 사용하셔도 되는데, 네, 좀 평탄화 작업만 잘 해주시면 될 것 같고요. 자, 이제 템핑을 하실 건데 여기서 몸무게로 그냥 꾹 한번 눌러주시고 떼면 됩니다. 장착하시기 전에 여기 보면은 버튼 여기 가운데 누르시면 물이 나와요. 자, 먼저 이렇게
They were so fascinated.
너무 뜨거운 물이기 때문에
Oh, yeah.
여수를 좀
That simple
빼주시면
little
좋습니다.
coffee maker.
자, 그리고 이렇게 일자로 넣으신 다음에 천천히 돌리시다
And this didn't really seem to be very easy. I mean, there is obviously some steps to do and how to...
It's convenient when you've worked with it for God knows how many years he's worked with that machine before, and these are just new.
Right.
These people are new to this.
Exactly. So, I mean, putting the coffee in a certain way, leveling it off a certain way, putting the doohickey into the machine and turning it a certain
Where
way.
it'll function.
Right. Those are all important bits of information, and if you've never used one of these coffee machines, you're going to be pretty clueless. So all the guys are really, really taking this information in, and they want to do good because they always want to do well with whatever.
Well, it's kind of like Worst Cooks in America when of course the chefs all know how to use food processors. When people get their food in the food processor and they try to put the lid on, they can't figure out how to put the lid on because it's backwards. But of course, as a newcomer, you don't know that,
especially if you've never used a food processor, which is obviously not this, but is the same type of is exactly the same concept. If you don't have things put together and turned just right,
it won't work.
It's not going to work, or it's going to be improper.
And some people don't really know how to work this stuff, and like I said, they're having to watch this really closely. Like,
yeah, exactly. They're taking it all in. They're very interested in it, and I find it fascinating too. Not the whole science behind taking my first sip or the history of coffee, but I would want to know how to do this because I do think people do get these types of machines at home and make lattes and things. So
probably smaller, but yeah.
Right. It was really interesting though because some of them do have the two streams going in there. Look how thick that looks. That looks amazing. Thanks to the crema.
Crema makes the world go round.
So there actually look like there was two streams going in there.
Jim is already excited.
You may feel bitter when you drink it because your mouth is coated with saliva. This was the little science we was talking about.
I don't agree. I'm chugging the coffee.
I don't need to have it explained to me and why it tastes a certain way.
I don't think you're a biologist, sir. I don't think you feel to tell me that.
I don't know. Somebody came up with it.
It's never complicated for such a simple drink. Just
yeah, it really is.
Leave it to the person.
Just yeah. So he's basically saying you need to coat your mouth with the coffee before you get the actual taste, I think. And then he's talking about the aftertaste. Okay, so if the aftertaste is good, it's a good coffee, he says. Which is why I said when we go to Starbucks that always in the end, or the back taste, or the end, the aftertaste tastes burnt. I've never had a coffee from there that did not taste that way.
Sugar, we'll try.
All right, sugar's first. It really looks amazing, though.
Y'all, leave him alone. I'll just chug it down. It tastes the same, even the first sip and the second sip.
And he's rolling it around in there. He's not too sure, don't believe. He does like coffee. Which one does he do, though? Hot or cold, typically?
I think he does more cold. He wasn't much of a fan of it. Jim and the connoisseur of coffee.
He does like all what we've seen. We don't know from experience.
He does, I think, every time.
I'm not an espresso fan because the more espresso, it tastes more bitter to me. That is my personal preference. I'm not a fan of a lot of espresso.
Like soccer game.
I would feel like I'm getting it all over my teeth, which you're going to do anyway, but Jen's not.
Jen ain't liking it. I think he likes more of the sweeter coffees, and he typically does cold.
And she does more of the sweeters as well. I'm a person who likes a breakfast blend, which is a milder blend. I do not like dark roast. I can drink medium roast, however. Tay's not a fan, nor is Jungkook, or at least at this time.
At least at this time. Well, Cookie don't really like bitter.
Yeah, I think he's a cold coffee person, is he not? Look, poor old Cookie, he's got to get behind somebody and grit. I've drank coffee for years. My teeth are very stained from the amount of coffees I'm drinking. Oh, yeah. So, I'm working on my teeth whitening situation.
Sugar's up.
All right.
He's so focused with this whole thing. Yo, I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to blow up the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, so this was the packing, the tamping.
See, it's so difficult to put that in there in that
it
way.
It really is. It wouldn't like, just popping it in there. You gotta like put it in and turn it, and yeah.
See, that's difficult.
It's a little complicated, I think. She thinks.
It's different than like just clicking something in and flipping a switch. I mean, you're having to click it in a certain way. There it comes. There it comes.
So they're all going to run the espresso machines first, and then they'll do their own coffees.
Yep.
Let's see the crema.
He wants them at least to get the feel of making it.
Yeah, exactly. The Milky Way. Aurora.
Flattered. Good beans.
Okay, next one, Hobie. Ricky Barista. Aren't they all, though?
Yeah. This is all their first time making coffee with a coffee machine.
He's leveling. Okay. He must have done the temps and the packing and all.
Yeah, it started coming out in a little cup.
인생은 20초입니다. 인생이 20초라고요?
20초 너무 빡세지 않아요?
20초만 살 건가요?
Now I trust Toby. I need to trust Toby.
Okay.
See, he trusted his gut, and crema's perfect.
Exactly. Look, oh man, that really looks so thick to me.
Oh, he just gave it Oreo. I'm like, here you go. Oh, Jim is he's like a young barista. He looks so excited.
I think that they are always willing to
Learn stuff. I mean, because it's really, you think about it, it's interesting to know some extra areas that you haven't been in. And this is really cool.
Yeah.
I never use a machine like that. But.
And there's several different ones, so I think each one made something a little different.
Y'all don't be like that to him. Y'all stressing him out.
All right, so just gonna weigh in on here. Everybody's been pretty quiet. Everybody has been what I want to say, encouraging and quiet. Now, when Jimmy gets up there, for some reason, everybody starts acting like they're a bunch of customers and they're waiting for their coffees. Okay, this is very distracting for him, who is trying to, have his shot at doing this. I thought it was pretty disrespectful, even though I'm sure they were messing around. Jimmy just wants to do good, as they all want to do good, so I didn't really like that everybody's starting to act in such a way. This is Jimin's first time up here, and he wants to do good, and he wants to absorb this information.
And, I mean, honestly, with somebody with my levels of anxiety, I wouldn't be able to handle them yelling at me and me trying to get this right.
Exactly. I mean, he's being recorded. This is for their show. He wants to do a good job. Kind of
humiliating them.
So it really was a little disrespectful. I know they like to razz Jimin a good bit, but the thing is there's an anxiety to think about, because he wants to do good and he wants to actually learn this. Heck, he may go out and buy him a blooming espresso machine. You don't know. So I really didn't like, even if it was a joke, I didn't really like him razzing him a whole lot, because that would bring my anxiety level up. I mean, because you see down here at the bottoms, and there's a sound in the back, redo. Let's give the same respect for everybody. Okay, across the board. That is our piece for now. They did not do that for anybody else.
Yep, see?
Nobody else. Okay? They've already tore his nerves up.
See, you can tell he was nervous. His nerves were tore up.
Yeah, you can feel it faster. Let him have his turn.
They got a little transparent cup. Look
That
at
was
the layer.
really neat. Like layered it.
Look at that. Y'all was stressing him out for no reason. That makes me kind of mad.
It is a little frustrating, okay? I know he's...
And I kind of humiliated him. I mean, you can tell.
Right. He's a very good sport about stuff. I'm not that good of a sport if you're going to be razzing on me. I'd have done took somebody's head off. I'm sorry.
Cookie pressed too hard, and he took the actual thing with the beans in it out of the little machine.
Cookie broke it.
He said he's betting he's going to do this one-handed, so he's going to do everything with one hand. That's why he's only got one arm pulled up.
And as said,
everybody's quiet.
Everybody's quiet. You can't see me. There's no hey, can you hurry up? Okay, let's not do this. It's not funny to me. Yeah, he don't like the bitter ones. I don't like the bitter ones. Remove your saliva coating.
We all have different taste buds, though.
We do.
Poor Cookie.
He doesn't want to be disrespectful.
This is so much pain. And he's like, Jimin, can you have this?
Says, I'll have it.
I'll have it myself.
Okay, we got Tay.
But honestly, getting yelled at in that kind of way, that would humiliate me.
I really like they're actually grinding the coffee beans there.
And I really didn't like that these three had to do it all together, you know, because the first four of them had their own turn by themselves.
Exactly.
And now you have three of them up all together. I mean,
who are not getting individual guidance.
Yeah, we're not getting individual guidance, and they're not getting their own individual spotlight.
Exactly. So that should have been the same across the board as well. Everybody should have their each individual time.
And really gets a little jumbled. Encouraging each other all the time.
He's just not sure about that.
He ain't sure about it.
Yeah.
나는 살이 떨릴 때 여기가 떨릴 때
Because
먹은 것 같은데 지금 먹어야 돼. 원래 한 잔 더 마셔야 돼요. 한 잔 더 먹어야 돼. 한 잔 더 먹어야 돼.
Oh, bless him. He took a teeny sip.
Y'all don't do that to him.
컵을 핥았어요. 맛있어.
And he wasn't really guiding them either.
No.
He wasn't really guiding them three.
실수했는지 왜 13초가 지나도 아무것도 안 나오죠?
힘이 조금 좋으신 것 같습니다.
뭐 그런 게 있나요?
되게 앞쪽이
세게 하시면 천천히 나올 거예요.
와우.
아, 꼬리 귀엽네.
진영이 먼저 한번
Bullshit.
안 닿았어요 입이.
Yeah, his lips weren't wet. He didn't even. Jim is making sure he's verifying they're actually tasting the coffee.
맛있네.
네네네.
Makes it's kind of a disrespect in a way. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, heck, just say you don't like it. Might as well.
I say I don't really like
I
it.
really don't want to try this.
Since Jen's already up, we're just going to start with him.
이제 에스프레소를 뽑아서 스티밍을 하셔서
Since they already made the espresso, that's the first part of it that they're going to
All right.
라떼라는 음료가 될 거예요.
It will be a latte.
기본 매너예요 매너. 바리스타가 되는 법은 매너.
learn manage barista.
매너와 앨범이네요.
그러니까 방금 뽑으셨던 것처럼 일단 에스프레소부터 먼저
Here's a
뽑아주세요.
cup of espresso. I did what they just learned.
사용하시기 전에 이 스팀용 행주로 감싸서 안쪽에 한번 쏴주실게요.
하다 보니까.
네, 위로 한번 쭉 올려주세요.
아, 형. 안 보여.
Sir, you didn't tell them to do that last time. See, look, see how uneasy it is?
Mm-hmm.
And yet they weren't screaming at Jen. That would startle me, actually.
Yeah.
나오잖아요. 이 수증기로 우유를 데워주면서 공기를
Will you steam to heat the milk up?
한번 더 올리세요.
Yeah, that is true. I've seen that in Japanese cafes, too.
네, 놓으세요.
Yeah, when steam comes,
Look at Jim and observe
he is
it.
enthralled with this process.
마시고 더 내리시면 돼요.
Look at him. He's taking it in.
He's watching every single step. That's why he's like flat against the table. Look!
He really is. He's not going to miss
가장
1 ounce of it, yeah.
만드시면 돼요.
He's like, I want to make this professionally myself at home.
자, 이 정도 높이에서
Well, I mean, it is a process. Look, now they're going to do that was the steamed milk, I guess it was, or it was heated with steam. Look how that does that, y'all. Look. Whoa, seriously.
Simple little design.
자 진영이 만든.
Jim made this latte.
Yeah, with a little heart.
거의 끝에 나오는 저 크림이 결국 크림이 되는 거구나.
I can't drink it that fast. Man, that burned my lips. Look, Jimmy says, let me.
He's the connoisseur.
오케이 알겠습니다. 스팀 하나만.
Just let him have all of them. He'll have them all.
So they're all going to make, so they're all going to make their individual coffees now, I believe. Is this not what they're doing at this
Well, they're
point?
getting them to make lattes because the latte is mostly part of all their coffees. I think
Okay.
some of them will have
Okay.
espresso.
야 어렵다 야.
He wanted to get used to making the coffee. Because I don't think he knew which ones they had.
처음에 높이서 확 보세요.
Oh, wait.
그렇죠.
Hey,
더 보세요. 더
well,
가운데로 가면서
Don't
가운데로.
know so fast. But yeah, look at that. Get y'all hot.
야 빨리 먹어봐봐.
Look, he made it for Jim, and he's such a good best friend. I wish I had that.
원두가 좋다야.
Being so nice. Look, the compliments. They're all encouraging.
20kg 정도였죠?
Oh wait. Oh. Okay, that's. You trying to make a tornado?
I know.
That
Looks like it's
almost
about
overflowed.
To, exactly. I gotta have a nut. I'm starving, y'all.
가운데다 일단 크게
For a chunk of milk cream. A chunk.
Wait, don't tell him to do that. He's got instructions. Hey,
Oh,
자, 작품력
that was like
토네이도입니다.
a chunk.
that
All
looked
right.
like a fingernail of the moon, or almost like a tornado.
약간 그게 좀 감이 있긴 재주가 있지. 재주가 있는 친구이기 때문에.
Now they're being encouraging. Thank you, guys.
Look now, Jimmy, move it, move it.
Then that comes in.
And they start rushing him. Look,
He just really wants to do it correctly.
And really getting yelled at is not a way I want to do it.
No.
Like I said, that'll stress me out and humiliate me. Really, you could tell he got a little bashful after that. Like, he just...
It's embarrassing, yeah.
Just really not that nice.
The theory and practice.
Okay, so it's a signature latte, so he wanted them to do the espresso first.
Okay, so now they're doing their individuals, the ones that they pulled out of the
basket.
Or whatever, yeah.
I didn't really like the look of RM's coffee. It just seemed like too bitter to me.
So I think they're going by recipe too.
It's going by recipe.
Yes.
Hell, they wouldn't know what the recipe was. They didn't have it. They're new to this stuff. I would need ingredients.
2 shots of espresso. Syrup.
여기 있습니다. 작은 컵.
와 이게 전문이구나.
이거를 올려놓고 고개를 이렇게 잡았습니다.
Majored in liberal arts.
He was good in school. He just said he was a slacker. That's all. I know people who are really smart but slacked.
Nice, let's shake it.
That's the fun part.
It's almost like a martini.
Yeah. Hubby.
La vida loca.
I keep thinking of Shrek every time.
Yeah.
Because I'm Shrek too.
소리만 들어도 아시네요, 선생님은.
여기다 대고.
그렇죠. 쭉 부르세요.
So that just seems too dark for me. I would think it'd be bitter.
얼음이 조금 더 있었으면 좋았을 것 같아요.
He wish he had
Jen
added
is doing a rosy latte.
I find that a little weird.
It makes me think it's going to taste like rose, which obviously it will have that aroma or whatever. I don't know. It's just not.
Maybe a little hint of it. I have no idea.
안에 우유 130ml를 조심스레 부어준다.
진짜 진말이네. 진말이다 진말이.
진말이.
Okay, so that was the crema, I guess.
Cream.
자, 여기다가 이제
Then you put in the coffee top.
The espresso.
치다 빨리 뽑아야 될 것 같아. 제가 카페 사장님 같은 손짓인데 주머니 넣는 거. 그래서 약간 원래
He just needs a place to put his hands.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, I can't really do anything with them. I really don't want to burn them.
여기 얼음 위에 살짝 걸쳐주세요.
오 저렇게 타고 흘려줘야 되는구나.
그렇죠, 그렇죠.
그렇죠. 연애로 부어버렸죠.
Yeah, you don't need to pour it in that fast. That was good though.
Yeah.
Just the roast still kind of gets me
Yeah,
a
that sort
bit.
of throws me off a little bit. But the rosy part,
Hubby's next.
and we totally missed what the name of his was. Trying to figure it out.
거침없이 넣어줘야 될 것 같은데? 오케이 51g입니다. 전 달게 할게요. 자 스팀으로 들어갑니다.
Is that sugar? I think.
너무 좋아. 스팀이 합니다.
At least they have fun while doing their
맞고 한번 풀어줍니다.
little assignments.
Let's get it.
It's the steamed milk.
자, 여기에
Mixing it with
This
sugar.
will be espresso on top.
여러분, 뭐 주세요. 좀 좋은 것 같은데 자 보면은.
So those look so good. The layers in there.
It really does.
쳐서 손 떨지 마세요. 손 떨지 마세요.
역시 망이야. 아빠가 맞나요?
So some of them saying he screwed up, and some of them are saying you're doing great, you're doing great.
Exactly.
Be one of the ones that says you're doing great.
Exactly.
용발톱 같다, 용발톱. 그죠? 그게 제일 나을 것 같아요, 제가.
So I'm sure he feels embarrassed. His unique seeks of beauty.
차이 이게 나왔습니다. 우유 170ml를 우유 저희 이거 넣습니다.
So his is a creamy latte.
시럽 50g. 이건가요?
옆에 있는 하얀 버튼.
He's got to get his ingredients straight.
That was the syrup, whipped cream, milk,
자 이제 에스프레소 투샷
espresso.
별거 없네요.
Nothing special. Nothing special, but simple and great.
적인 기분.
이제 이쁘게 보여주면 됩니다.
자, 이제 지금 메인이죠?
아, 이게 손이 떨리는구나.
And Granny used to have them kind of glasses.
Yeah.
I think she still does.
And each class was a little different too.
That looks good. This is the one time they encouraged him.
Yes.
되게 이쁘다. 되게 이쁘다.
Look how good that looks.
That really does.
I would. We could not pronounce Tays, so
Yeah.
he's doing a latte.
I don't get the grain powder stock.
맛있겠다.
That looks good though.
형이가 아까 만드는 거 보니까 커피를 잘 만들더라. 제가 볼 때는 커피 알레르기는
He's good at making coffee, but he don't like it.
Well,
아, 뭐 하는 건가요?
pouring the steamed milk.
안 섞여. 이건 없을 수가 없다. 그래. 이건 진짜 맛있겠다. 야, 이대로 원샷 해봐.
He's always about this.
방금 눈 커진 거 봤어?
내가 오늘 장사하기 굴른 것 같다.
장사하면 형님. 이 속도라가 하루에 10잔밖에 못 팔겠는데?
You'd be able to sell it because you're BTS. But we would all want a good coffee, which I think y'all could do.
Yeah, but RM said he'd sell 10 coffees a day going at that speed, so that was pretty derogatory.
Yeah, that was rude. We don't like them kind of rude comments.
And when you're a perfectionist,
Yeah.
that's what you're getting.
Jimin and Tay's coffee goes up, and we believe Hobie should have got this one because there's Sprite
Or
involved.
Sprite in it. We all know
He's obsessed.
that Hobie likes the Sprite.
Which I'm trying to get Mama's sweatshirt of his Sprite shirt.
우리 했죠? 우리 들어가죠?
나는 진짜 사이다 한 캔, 사이다 한 캔, 사이다 한 캔.
I can imagine it.
보여줘야 돼요.
I think it would taste really good, actually. I like Sprite. Just not as much as Coca-Cola.
시골상 되게 짱이야 이게.
Look how good that looks.
사이다 위에 조심스럽게 레이어드합니다. 이게
오야 잘했다. 느낌 아닐까?
뭔가 멋있다.
Look how good. Oh, that looks good. 3 coffees. I want 3 of the coffees.
Cafe
And Cookie is finally up, and I already love his because of strawberries.
with strawberries in it.
들어가도 돼요? 네,
My favorite fruit, besides apples, is strawberries.
So there goes that strawberry syrup, I guess it was.
Little uneven. He dropped strawberry in there by accident, but
하얗게 먹자.
No, it's okay.
all good.
He says we'll make a sweeter one, exactly.
아니, 이래서 소중한 거야.
Why it's precious? Get you a generous amount of ice in there.
아니야. 8분 정도 됐어.
Oh, that looks good. I want 4 coffees. I want 4 of the coffees.
4 of said coffees, exactly. And it looks like it's layering as well, which is interesting to me.
And probably the density and thickness would do the latering part. Look, that looks good.
It really does.
4 coffees. I want 4 of the coffees.
All right, and there you go, and they look beautiful.
They look good, the thickness of them. And it looks
결과 나왔나요? 자 여러분 만들어줬는데 어떠셨어요?
아, 정말 재밌는 즐거운 경험이었습니다.
definitely learn something new. Yeah, he wanted to try. I wanted to try mine.
Oh yeah. I think they really all wanted to taste that one because it had some Sprite in it.
Yeah, because they're familiar with Sprite.
Exactly.
수고 많으셨고요. 네, 수고 많으셨습니다. 너무
Well, Jen, you gotta lift my head up.
Yeah.
Hey, about fell off.
정성이 많이 들어가야 되는 건지 전혀 몰랐어요. 네, 너무 열정적으로 잘 해주셔서 놀랬고요. 만드셨던 음료들의 일단 창작성도 많이 봤고요. 그리고
Which was for the first latte. There were little signs on top.
Oh, yeah.
가지고 평가를 해드렸어요. 네.
Jen is the king. It seemed like, yeah, Tay and Cookie tied.
So Jimmy came in second.
Jamin came in second. Arn came in last. I think the pure reason why Arn was last is because he said he wanted more ice in it. Just to have, I guess, his preference for the type of coffee. And Jen is number 1. I think it's because, honestly, that a lot of the Asian countries like more floweriness to some of their drinks. Because I think I've seen a lot of the flowery teas come from there.
I don't know. I don't drink tea. If it says TEA, it ain't going in my mouth.
What about Tay? What about TAE? Tay.
TAE. That's not going to go in my mouth either. But
We like Tay.
we
though.
like tea. I don't like tea.
I really got to get that sweatshirt of the Tay with sugar and a cookie. I have to get that sweatshirt. I'm trying to figure out which color I want.
Definitely not white or black.
이건 머그컵이랑 이런 건가요?
네네, 여러 가지 쓰고
Poor thing. His poor head's so big. Oh.
어쨌든 이렇게 커피를 배워보는
Fix his hat.
너무 재밌었어요.
Well, stop being. I know that's a respect thing, but okay, Jen just can't keep doing
He
it.
can't keep doing that. That doesn't even fall off his head.
Exactly. So that was
45.
45. That
BTS
was
Cafe.
Run BTS, episode 45, BTS Cafe. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it made you want coffee if you wouldn't drinking it, but I am drinking it, so.
I'm going to get one in a second.
She may get one in a minute. Yeah, coffee. There's a thing with caffeine. She obviously got this from me. Caffeine does not affect me the way it affects other people. I have to have caffeine to wake up. I have to look. No. I drink coffee before bed. She can do the same.
Caffeine actually mellows me out.
We just we're not normal people around here in some ways, and that would be one of those. People want their caffeine, and I like my caffeine, but I want my caffeine in the things I drink, and it's not because that I might have to have a bunch of caffeine, because I do energy drinks. I do like energy drinks.
I don't know this as much.
But she doesn't do those as much. But people who want coffee, and I do drink leaded, full leaded, caffeinated, however you want to say it. I do drink the regular coffees, and I do not get jerky, nervous. She doesn't. It doesn't wake me up or anything like that, which is I prefer to get an energy drink because it's got a lot of caffeine in it. But eating also wakes me up too, so that might be what's best for me, is just get some vitamins and minerals in there. I don't know, but anyway, if you haven't done it already, please subscribe and share our videos with friends and family. We do appreciate our subscribers out there, and we would love to have more. So help us out if you can. Give us a thumbs up. Any comments are appreciated. And I may even be able to respond to them. I try to go and review those occasionally. We don't really get comments a whole lot of times. But anyway, until our next video, guys, we'll see you. Peace.